You wouldn't be happy to taking PEDs, are you?
Man, you hard as hell.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Jeremy the Machine Scott here. Let's talk about this fight that just happened this past weekend on Sunday with Tyron Woodley and Jake Paul. So let's talk about what happened. We're gonna talk about and discuss some of the details of the fight. And there was actually a face-to-face that they did before the fight happened. And the face-to-face was actually very interesting, and it was actually very surprising. I'm gonna show you a few clips from the face-to-face, and we're gonna break down why I say that the face-to-face was actually surprising, seeing how they interacted with each other. But before we begin, make sure you subscribe and hit that like button down below. So here we have Jake Paul, famous YouTuber, and Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley is a UFC fighter. Jake Paul is I guess, a professional boxer, whatever you want to call it, a YouTuber. It seems that now in this life, if you have enough money, you could just do whatever you want, whenever you want. If you want to be a rapper, you can go be a rapper. If you want to go be a boxer, you can be a boxer. It doesn't matter what your background is. If you want to rap about AK-47s and all this other stuff, even though you've never lived that life, you can start rapping about guns and drugs and all the other stuff.
Gangster.
You're hard as
Bro, you're a gangster, bro. I've always wanted to meet a real gangster. What an honor.
So Jake Paul tells Tyron Woodley that he's a gangster, and he's saying it in a sarcasm manner, and he's mocking him.
Less known for
We're in Ferguson.
Regular
In Ferguson. You got that in Ferguson?
Or regular.
Man, you hard as hell.
So here's Jake Paul mocking Tyron Woodley, telling him that he's a fake gangster and that he's not tough, and he's just completely mocking him.
I've made more in one fight than you have in your whole career. How does that feel?
I remember, man.
So Jake Paul is telling Tyron Woodley that he makes more in one fight than Tyron Woodley has made in his complete career. We've got Jake Paul, whose net worth is 30 million, and then you've got Tyron Woodley, whose net worth is 4 million.
I've knocked more motherfuckers out.
Does that bother you, big bicep guy?
I've knocked more people out of my life than your age.
Does that bother you, big bicep guy?
How old is he, 24?
Does that bother you, big bicep guy?
I've knocked more people unconscious than your age. How about that?
Wow.
And that's facts.
So tough and gangsta.
I don't have to be tough and
You're
gangsta.
so tough. You got a gun.
I don't have to be tough
What are you
and
gonna
gangsta.
do?
So here Jake Paul is mocking Tyron Woodley, calling him, basically referring to him as a meathead, saying in a baby voice, "Does that bother you, big bicep guy? Does that bother you, big bicep guy?" So he's trying to antagonize him. So from what it looks like, the interview that they're doing, the face-to-face that they're doing, is completely childish. They're acting like they're 9 and 11 years old. They have nothing else to say.
Yeah.
They can't come up with anything else to say.
We want to hear a little freestyle.
They're trying to antagonize each other.
The way I see him, like he got a big booty. Like that's part of the reason I wanted to fight him. He's thick.
So we see the only reason why Jake Paul wants to fight Tyron Woodley is because he's thick, because he's super thick, because he's got a big booty and he wants to grip his cheeks. Jake Paul continues to emphasize that Tyron Woodley is super thick, and the first thing he wanted to do when he saw him is grip them cheeks.
Like he's super thick. I wanted to grip them cheeks low-key when I first saw him.
Oh, see? That makes a lot of sense.
You want to know what's funny, bro?
Like a damn airplane.
You want to know what's funny is that this is a face-to-face, but I
Jake
asked him
Paul
if we could do a butt-to-butt,
continues to go on and bring up the fact that this is a face-to-face interview, and he's requested to do a butt-to-butt, but they didn't allow the butt-to-butt to happen, so he had to settle for a face-to-face.
You go over a speed bump, that's how it feels. It's like, oh, that was definitely a speed bump.
You're gonna see speed.
I had to slow down to go over that bump, but
Speaking of bumps,
went right over it.
Those little bumps you had on your face kind of alarmed me. You wouldn't be happy to taking PEDs, are you? You don't like when you do it back to him.
I don't care. I thought you looked cute. You look mad cute right now.
Tyron Woodley begins to accuse Jake Paul of taking PEDs. He tells him that he has bumps on his face, and he talks about how big his jaw is, so therefore he accuses him of taking PEDs. Is Jake Paul taking PEDs? I don't think he's taking PEDs. His physique does not look like somebody who's taking PEDs. He doesn't have a lot of muscle on his body. His muscles aren't hard. His muscles aren't vascular. He doesn't have a lot of size on him. To me, he does not look like somebody who's taking PEDs. As far as I'm concerned, it's probably regulated, and he states that he's taken a drug test, so therefore he's not on PEDs. But in my opinion, his body and his physique does not look like he's on PEDs.
Because I was just wondering, I looked at your face, you look kind of serious, you had some rage and you acting all unorthodox, you know, those are signs of the PEDs.
Tyron Woodley argues back and says that he has side effects of PEDs like rage and a big jaw and bumps on his face.
We want to hear a little freestyle. Silly.
Jake Paul continues to try to antagonize him, trying to get him to freestyle, and tells him that if he can't freestyle on the spot, that he's not a real rapper.
How many rap videos have you watched? Exactly.
How many?
Culture. That's what I am.
Is there going to be a rematch? I believe so. And if there is a rematch, the loser has to get the other person's name tattooed on them. Has to say, I love Jake Paul, or vice versa, I love Tyron Woodley. Make sure you comment below, leave your thoughts and opinions. Let me know what your opinion is on who won the fight. Make sure you subscribe and hit that like button down below. Until next time.
Are you taking PEDs?